Hello, viewers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are watching me from. I remain Onyechukwu Meze, the proud anchor of this channel, Bendon TV. This is political talk as usual, and you can see the topic scrolling on the screen. Why Nigeria division is the only solution to Nigeria. Division is the only solution to Nigeria as a country. Division is the only solution to Nigeria as a country. Division is the only solution. And we know that a lot of things is happening in this country. Human rights are being thwarted anyhow. People are being massacred on daily basis. So many things is going wrong. And it is not fair. It is not fair so for this reason, I think it is high time we begin to call a spade, and understand that this country cannot work. We should begin to call a spade a spade. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I believe most of you must have heard about the arrest of a human rights lawyer, an activist, the person of DELE Farotimi. He was arrested earlier 2 days ago by the Nigerian police force, though the accusation is coming that the person who wrote the petition for his arrest is Tony Elumelu, the chairman of United Bank for Africa. But before then, I would like us to watch this video where the Nigerian police came to smuggle the lawyer out of his own premises, his own compound, and tell me if it is right for them to arrest somebody like this. Maybe they don't think they know that there is CCTV camera in that house, or maybe they know they thought it's not working. So that is why they have to they forcefully collected all the phones of the security personnel and all the people working there so that they cannot make video of them. And as you can see in here in this video, you are going to see the footage of how everything happened. Enjoy it, and I'll be right back. So, welcome back, viewers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. That video you just watched is how DELE Farotimi was arrested by the Nigerian police. You saw everything that happened there, how the Nigerian police, they at first seized the phones of everybody there and before going inside. And I believe the reason of them seizing the phone is for those people not to make calls or try to make record of them, just so they could not have evidence of how they arrested the man. But unfortunately, to those police people, or rather policemen, there was CCTV camera there. You see how he was arrested? Anyway, you see in this country, there is something I keep saying, and that is the only solution to this country is to divide this country. Because corruption has eaten deep into this country that there is no way any government can eradicate the mess that is in this country. The only solution to eradicate all this mess is to divide the country. When the country is divided into several countries, there will be, new government, you understand, new government, and this will bring to a new set of mindsets, a new set of leaders with different set of mindset. You understand me? And it will bring less or no corruption at all. You know, this is the only country where when you speak the truth, you go in for it. But when you speak the bad, you don't go for it. Whenever the government of Nigeria see that you are saying the truth, they will do everything possible to shut you down. They will do everything possible to wipe you out so that you don't continue saying the truth. And this is very bad. It has been quite unfortunate, and this is what is setting the country backwards. A country where people who are behind the terror that is going on in this country, the massive killing going on in this country, those people are not being penalized, neither are they being fought. Instead of the government to probe those people, they don't probe them. They recruit them, they refurbish them and recruit them into the military, and they call them repented Boko Harams, repented terrorists, repented bandits. Where does it happen? It is only in Nigeria this kind of nonsense happen, where they could recruit people who are deadly criminals, deadly terrorists. They will refurbish them and call them repented Boko Haram. I want to ask a question. Is there something you can use to wash the nose of dog for it to turn from black to white? I believe the answer is no. That is how it is to all these terrorists. After recruiting them into the Nigerian military now, then these people will cater away with military ammunitions, military vehicles, and other properties of the Nigerian military, thereby coming back to fight Nigerian military with those weapons which they stole from them. And when they are doing all these things, yeah, the government will still not take any action because they know what is going on there. But there are some certain areas in this country where you can never compare what is going on in those areas to what is going on in the northern part of Nigeria. Yet Nigerian government have taken has in proscribed those areas as the most dangerous and terrorizing area in this country, Nigeria. Why is it so? The level of injustice in this country is outrageous. And I believe all they are why they are doing all this is to make sure they suppress everybody who all the people that doesn't believe in Islam and all of that, maybe to achieve their Islamization, as they have always wanted to Islamize the country. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I would like us to take a look at this video, which we must have seen before, and it is also being analyzed by a lawyer. You understand? This is a Theophilus Danjuma, T.Y. Danjuma. You understand? He made a video where he urged the Nigerians to fight for themselves, protect yourself. Where those bandits are getting, their weapon, then you should get your own and protect yourself. Because if you are expecting your government who are colluding with all these terrorists to come and protect you, it's a waste of time. I want us to take a look at that video to refresh our memories in case we have forgotten what this country is facing. And this is somebody who has worked in the most paramount, position in the Nigerian government. He is coming out to tell us this. What that is to let us know that this country is in nowhere to write home about. So take a look at this video and I shall be right back. And stay with me.
Taraba is a mini state. It's a mini Nigeria composed of various ethnic groups living together reasonably peacefully. But the peace in this state is under assault. There is an attempt at ethnic cleansing in this state and of course in all the riverine states of Nigeria. We must resist it. We must stop it. Every one of us must rise up. The armed forces are not neutral. They collude. They collude. They collude with the armed bandits that kill people, kill Nigerians. They facilitate their movements. They cover them. If you are depending on the armed forces to stop the killings, you will all die one by one. The ethnic cleansing must stop in Taraba State. It must stop in all the states of Nigeria. Otherwise, Somalia will be a child's play.
Some of these things, I said it before now. If you can remember, even on this forum and other different places, I said it before now. I saw some of these things coming. But most Nigerians could not listen. They took it to be political. You see, we cannot, I repeat, take somebody like T.Y. Danjuma as a child's play. He's a man with his pedigree, his experience in the military, and as a former defense minister, he knows it all. This is a wake-up call to all Nigerians and to the federal government if they will listen. Because for him, look at it, he didn't hide it. He said it openly. But you know why I'm happy? Ojukwu wrote a book because I'm involved. Today, we are all involved, directly or indirectly. Because when some of these things started, especially in one or two states, getting down to the southeast, some people were making unnecessary defense, thinking it will not get to them. But today, what is happening, like he said, if we keep quiet, is a mustard seed that has germinated. And before you know it, it will grow across everywhere. Okay. So I will say that I will salute him for his courage at this point in time, at least for speaking out. Because some of them, he's not the only person we're expecting to come out and talk, especially in defense of Nigeria. We're still expecting so many of them to come out because Nigeria belongs to all of us. As a lawyer, as a human rights lawyer, as an activist, I never believe on the issue of hate speech. Can you beat a child and expect the child not to cry? Somebody like our learned sake, Mike Ahamba, SAN, I think former Attorney General here, Lagos State, I think Pedro SAN, and one or two other well-meaning lawyers had called the federal government to investigate T.Y. Danjuma's statement. But I'll use this opportunity to say, if there are people I trust that will actually investigate and rival the truth, it is the National Assembly and not the executive.
Why the National
Because
Assembly?
it's an indictment on the executive. It's also the executive that gives order to the military. I said something yesterday in a forum. Why even the military? Are we not seeing that our security agents and apparatus has failed Nigerians? Are we supposed to be having anything to do with the military? What is even the primary functions of the military? Every time the military, what do you expect? People that are supposed to be confined in one place for the defense of the territory and the national defense of the country, you're not domesticating them into Nigerian politics. What do you expect? Where are the police force? What is the DSSS? What is their primary function? Is it not supposed to be for internal intelligence gathering and all the rest? So if there are a lot of questions. The major problem we have in Nigeria is lack of sincerity of purpose. I said earlier that I'm not expecting the federal government or the executive to react positively to what he has said. He didn't hide it. It's not even a letter that he wrote or a publication in the newspaper. It is open. It was in the public domain. So it is a direct challenge and accusation. I expected, it's not enough the military coming out to say we deny it. Have we heard that the military has set up a committee or has done one or two? You see, we have retired security chiefs in this country that at least for now, they are political. For now, they do not belong or serving in this government. Why not gather all of them together and conduct an investigation? Because this allegation is weighty. You can't sweep it under the carpet. No. But the question here is this. What the man said, is it true or not? Are there circumstantial evidence to prove that there might be likelihood of truth? Has the Fulani herdsmen not be carrying attacks, even up to now? The Boko Haram and all the rest. To what extent has the military that they say they want, they are fighting the insurgents, to what extent have they been able to succeed? And all the rest? These are questions to answer. And that's why I said, to me, the best people or body to conduct an investigation and find out the truth is the National Assembly. You know why? The National Assembly, because somehow it is not made up of only one political party. It's so unfortunate in Nigeria that party politics is killing us.
All right.
But
nobody sees anything wrong.
Yeah, but Justice, you don't feel that the military itself is capable of looking into these issues? Because the makeup of the military, it seems like they have a world of their own. You don't think the military itself can handle this issue and investigate itself?
It is not enough to say the military can handle it on itself. Yes. Understand what I'm trying to say. The allegation is weighty. Is heavy. Okay, what has the military done since then?
They denied.
Is that an evidence to show that you're not guilty? If you are accused of stealing, it is a duty for you to make sure that you prove your innocence.
But you know, on the other side, and Mike has even asked the question, I don't think you addressed that fully now, about the issue of the implication of what the former minister has said now on the psyche of the average Nigerian. I mean, how will the world be? How will the country be indeed if everyone truly, take up arms? We've seen how things are turning out in the US now and the debates that is currently raging. But then what would be the true implication of this? Is the general even mindful of this?
Let me go a bit biblical now. The Bible even says that if God do not take watch over the city, in vain that the watchman do. It has an indication to show that man is incapable of giving you protection you need, especially divine protection. The implication of what he has said, like what I've been trading on the social media, is what we call self-defense. Let me tell you one thing. It is only a tree that will be told it will be cut off and it will remain there.
How would you explain the self-defense theory now?
Yes, because what he said, if we keep quiet and do not do anything, we will all die one by one.
He said if you depend on the
government
forces,
fine. We will all die one by one. Now, like you said, the implication of that, rationally, if we want to give it a plain interpretation, means find another means of defending yourself and also defending your territory.
Yes, thank you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I believe you have seen that short clip. The reason I play that short clip is for you to understand that there is need for every one of us to protect ourselves in this country. There is need for every one of us to stop hoping in the military, in the security agency or outfits to protect us. Because it is actually these people we are expecting to protect us that has provided themselves as a tool or a weapon of killing us, the citizens. They have provided themselves as a tool or weapon to intimidate us, to oppress us, and unleash all kind of ugly things against us. So which is to tell you that in this country, the government, they don't care about you. Neither does the security agencies care about you. All they care is the highest bidder who gives them money and order them to go and do whatever to anybody. They don't care your offense. All they are after is they have been given some wages, to carry out what they have to carry in the name of police. And they will do that without carrying out investigation. This is why I told us that the only solution to this country is division. A good country that is ready to work. If somebody bring a case to you as a policeman or a DPO, what you're supposed to do is to carry out investigation. You understand me? Without investigation, arrest is not supposed to be made. This is how it happened in every Western country. You understand me? Without investigation, arrest is not supposed to be made. Arrest can only be made when the evidence is there. So it doesn't require any more investigation. You understand me? Then you make the arrest. When there is for instance, now somebody commit a murder case and you are seeing the cops, you are seeing the person, the culprit. So you need no evidence, to say, okay, you want to go and investigate. You have to take the person, put the person in the prison. Then while in the prison, they can give the person a fair trial. And in that means of fair trial, they can also do some investigation to ascertain why the person has to murder who he or she murdered. But in regards to all of that, I don't think there is any means to justify a murderer. So that is the only situation you can arrest somebody, without investigation. But issues where there are no basic, tangible or physical evidence, you cannot just come and arrest somebody because somebody brought money to your station and say, DPO, I want your boys to go and arrest also person without you asking what is the offense of this person, without knowing what the person has done. Because they gave you money, you just arrested the person. It doesn't make sense. And this is why I need to play this video for us to know that we need to start protecting ourselves in this country. We should stop hoping on the all these police security agencies to protect us because they can never protect you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the title of this live broadcast, Political Talk Meet Breakfast, how DELE Farotimi was arrested. I played the video before and I will still repeat it. A video of him where he was arrested, how the police people came into his compound. They seized the phones of all the workers there so that they cannot, make videos of how he's been arrested as evidence. So not knowing that there is a CCTV camera in that house, and that CCTV camera brought out everything. And this is the footage that I'm about to give you here before we continue. Enjoy it and stay with me. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with me. That was the short clip of how DELE Farotimi was arrested by Nigerian police. Then you all know, before I continue, I would like to clean something into our ears. You all know that this man, normally, ever since the 2023 presidential election, the man never talked good of the president of Nigeria, President Tinubu, because he felt Tinubu, fraudulently got his way into the president of Nigeria. So he feel it is not Tinubu is not a legalized president of the country, and everything he has always said, I stand by him because he is speaking the truth. He is actually one of the lawyers who that handled the case of Peter Obi during when the case was in court during the 2023 election, or as a result of the outcome of the 2023 presidential election. And this man has so many ways, criticized the government of Tinubu, which it is not just a criticism, I call that a reality, because he is actually saying what is going on in the government of Tinubu. Just as everybody, no sane Nigeria will tell me that he or she does not criticize the government of Tinubu, because nothing is actually working in his government. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before I continue, and we like to play us a video of this man where he cleared it emphatically that Tinubu did not win the election, and you will agree with me as I agree with him. Then before why, I will also like to remind you that this arrest that he is being arrested, they claim it is Tony Elumelu who wrote a petition against him, a petition of defamation, saying that DELE Farotimi defamed him, Tony Elumelu, the chairman of United Bank for Africa, which is UBA. You understand? That is why they say they arrested him. And this is where I have problem. Why would you just come and arrest somebody because of a petition? If a petition is being presented to you as a police officer, as a DP or whatever, it's a petition. You should undergo an investigation. That is what I know how it is being done in several countries. You cannot just come and arrest somebody because a petition was granted and all of that without undergoing what do I call it, investigation. You need to investigate on the matter. So arresting this man without investigation and all of that, because somebody gave you money and asked you, this person did it, you just go and arrest a family man in the presence of his family and all of that. You have not thought of the trauma the family will go through. This man is not a criminal. He's a lawyer. He's a good citizen of Nigeria. He has been paying a tax, supporting Nigeria in every way he can. His crime is just that he is speaking the bitter truth, and that is why they have arrested him, assaulted him, molested him in the presence of his family, leaving his family traumatized. And that is very absurd. It is very bad for a country as Nigeria. Anyway, I know that Nigerian leaders, they don't care because they are diabolical people, they are evil people. Let me play this video of him where he is saying that the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, did not win the election. He won it fraudulently. INEC sued the election to him. He said this because during the time of the campaign, he said that Tinubu cannot win the election. If Tinubu win, then he will run into exile because he didn't believe that any sane Nigeria will open their eyes and their brain active and vote President Tinubu in. But unfortunately, Tinubu was fraudulently given the post as a president of Nigeria by INEC. And for that, he still didn't live to exile. And the citizen began to ask him questions. Why? I thought you said if Tinubu should win, you will run to exile. Then he came out to clarify himself, stating it emphatically that Tinubu did not win the election, and that is why he remained in Nigeria. Take a look at the video, and I shall be right back. Please stay with me.
So many times that I'm thankful for the opportunity to perhaps explain it so that the idiots who have continued to assume that I have broken my word would be clear. I said if he won the presidency, I'll leave Nigeria on exile. So let me clear that up. For him to have won, the people would have had to have voted for him. We didn't vote for him. He stole the presidency. Yakubu and INEC sold him the presidency. The presidency is not an expression of the people's will. It is an expression of the debauchery of INEC and the height of our judicial corruption. He did not win the presidency. If I had left, I would have been sanitizing and deodorizing a skunk. If nothing else, I rise and fall by my word. And when I said that I would live on exile if this man won, it was so that people will know that I do not believe Nigerians to be depraved enough to be possessed of the idiocy to vote somebody like him into power. And they did not. Anybody who prefers to delude themselves can continue to delude themselves, but Tinubu knows, INEC knows, the judiciary knows, and so do a lot of Nigerians, that Tinubu did not win the presidency. He stole it. So I'm not leaving because he did not win. It's that simple. That I'm still here is in rebuke of him. It actually cost me a lot more to stay here. It's not just the multiple level of danger that I face on a daily basis by remaining in Nigeria. Because if they will be planning my murder 3 years ago when they were not in power, one of his goons in Lagos State was the one sat at the head of the plot to kill me. They are the ones in power now. Ordinarily, I should run now. But I'm here. I am here because he did not win. He knows it, and every man and his dog in Lagos State knows it. He was beaten resoundingly in Lagos on the 25th of February. He couldn't even make 15% in Lagos. Segun Agbaje, the INEC commissioner in Lagos State, cannot produce the form EC8A for Lagos State up till today. I was the person who was charged by the Obi legal team to collect the election material from INEC. He could not, up until today, INEC in Lagos State cannot give us the form EC8A, which is the polling unit level result. Because they know he lost. He lost woefully. He was thoroughly rejected across the length and breadth of the state that he has held hostage. For 24 years, as at that time, he lost. So how much more the other parts of Nigeria? Let them continue fooling themselves. He has snatched it, grabbed it, but he can't run with it. And that's why we are all in the mess that we are in today. So yeah, if he had won, if Nigerians had been foolish enough to have voted for him, I would have left. It wouldn't be because of him. It would be out of protest that I could be stuck with such evil people who would have found the grace to vote for somebody like him. But as I have said, they did not vote for him. They rejected him. He has forced himself on us. And we can't do much about that. But I'm not going to legitimize his stealing by leaving. He didn't win.
Now, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That was the DELE Farotimi, the man that is being arrested by Nigeria for always speaking the truth. That was him when he was talking about or addressing the public who were asking him question, why did he not stand with his word, which says that if Tinubu win, he will run into exile. So he came to clarify it to Nigerians, letting them know that Tinubu did not win their election, and which is very obvious. Everybody know it that he did not win the election. The election was fraudulent. It was robbed. So fraudulently, Tinubu became the president of Nigeria. This is to let us know that in this country, nothing good can come out of it. You see this kind of life. Anything that starts with crime does not continue well, and it does not end well. Anything that starts with corruption will always be in corruption. The leadership of Nigeria has always started with corruption, and that is why all through their regime, their reign, corruption will always be the order of the day. They have always come into power through corruption, through terrorism, through so many all sorts of crime, and that is why if in their reign the crime, terrorism, and fraudulent ways will not cease, it will continue. You understand me? A president who bought his way in to become the president of Nigeria, who criminally becomes the president of Nigeria, how do you expect that person to now come and make the country a good country when the way which he came in is fraudulent? So this is where we all should begin to ask ourselves questions and realize that the country can never work. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, because in this hardship that we are now, it is actually the government that has catapulted everybody into it, which we know. Nigeria as a country, we have every blessings, natural blessings you can name in abundance. Yet Nigerians, we are suffering. We can't even, most of us can't even eat 2 times in a day. Some of us barely eat 1 in a day. In a country like Nigeria, as blessed as we are. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to listen to Falana. He's a lawyer too, a son, senior advocate of Nigeria, where he talked about government policies, how it has made Nigeria to be backward since creation. Yet the government, they are still making the bad policy. Just look at this bill policy, this bill they are coming up with now, this tax reform bill that they want to pass. The country as it is now, the tax, you people claim it is low. That is why you want it increased, you want to adjust it and all of that. The people are not living well. The people are finding it difficult to survive. Amid all of this, the people are finding it difficult to survive. Yet, you people want to increase tax. If you increase it, don't you think that it is another phase of sufferness? It is. That is why the man said it is the bad policy that the Nigerian leaders are making that has kept Nigeria where it is today. So just take a listen at the video and I shall be right back.
Now, our country is said to be broke. Please, take it from me. Senator, Nigeria is not broke. We are made broke by the government and the policies of the government. One, and I'm just going to give you a few examples where we can raise over $100 billion in 6 months, and people are wasting our lives. The government has said that fuel subsidy is gone. Today, it's now been admitted that in the last 1 year, 5.4 trillion has been spent on importing fuel subsidy. 5.4 trillion. 2. And why are we importing fuel? Because they collapse our refineries. But the refineries will come on board very soon. Dangote refinery will come. We are also partners of the Dangote refinery. Nigeria is said to have own 20% because when
Dangote Petroleum Nigeria took a loan of $2.7 billion and gave to Dangote. But beyond that, the land, very expansive area, not a dime was paid for it. They call it free economic zone. You take my land, you give it to somebody else. They have not paid compensation, we're in court. 2, all the machinery were imported, duty free. The entire machines were imported under the MFLA official rate. So when they say 20%, we are still going to sit down when that refinery takes off. What is our actual share in that refinery?
So welcome back, viewers. You have heard that from Femi Falana. He's a senior advocate of Nigeria. He said, Nigeria is not broke, but Nigeria is made broke by the rubbish policies of the government. And that is true. It is the stupid policy of the government that has made Nigeria to be broke. Look at this bill now, this reform bill they want to pass. In what way does it have to contribute to the growth of this economy? In what way does that bill they want to pass have to contribute to how the hardship in the country will reduce? In what way? That, instead of making it to reduce, that bill, if they pass it, that tax reform bill, it will even make the poor to be poorer. You know why? Because when you increase tax, remember Nigeria is a consumption country. We are not productive, which means everything, 90% of the things we consume in this country are being imported. And the naira is deflating daily, while dollar is increasing, inflating daily. And remember, any international transaction is being concluded in dollars. And look at where our currency is, which means for we to import all those things to Nigeria, we need huge amount of money, which means the cost of importation is very expensive, thereby making that imported goods or commodity to be very expensive and unaffordable for the people. Because they will have to calculate the tax, the every expenses and all of that. And even the little country complaints we have in this country that are producing things. By the time the government add more tax to them to pay, then we pay the tax and add that tax as a cost of production. When that tax is included as a tax of production, as a cost of production, then total with other expenses as a cost of production. Now, when they want to sell, after totaling every expenses, which are cost of production, before they will now give their own price to the wholesalers. That is the distributor, people who are going to be giving to people selling to the retailers. Wholesalers, the company will give to wholesalers, wholesaler will give to retailers, then retailers will sell to final consumers. And as it is passing through all this process, money is adding on top until it gets to the final consumers. Therefore, things will become more expensive. Now that things are like this, the people are finding it difficult to afford commodities, afford things. Are finding it difficult to live a good life. Is it when things become more hard, the tax goes high, and the cost of production of everything we consume in this country goes higher, which will enable the things to be more expensive? Is it then Nigeria can live a good life? Is it then they can afford it? That is why that man said that Nigerians, we are made broke because, that is why the man said that, Nigeria is not broke, but we are made broke by the bad policies of the government. Let me play it again, just so that you understand it.
Now, our country is said to be broke. Please, take it from me. Senator, Nigeria is not broke. We are made broke by the government and the policy.
You see it? Our country is said to be broke, But we are not broke. Senator, take it from me. We are made broke by the bad policy of the country and the people. You begin to understand it now. So Nigeria, as wealthy as we are, look at how we are suffering. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us go on a short break, and I'll be right back. Stay with me. Welcome back, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, from that short break. So, in continuation of our topic of the day, which is how DELE Farotimi, was arrested, which I have played that video, from the footage, CCTV camera footage, from his house, how it captured it and all of that. I've played it twice. So now, earlier this morning, the police, Nigerian police, they move DELE Farotimi to Ekiti Magistrate Court, to arraign him there. And now getting there, the Ekiti Magistrate Court have denied him bail. You understand? And remanded him into the custody. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of knowing the details, let it not be that I am carrying propaganda or fake news. Let me just give us the details of it. Please be patient with me. Now, December 4, 2024, which is this very day, I'm broadcasting this live. The charge suit number of this very case now is MAD/1476.C/2024. Pits the Ekiti State Commissioner of Police as the complainant against Farotimi as the defendant. The Ekiti State Magistrate Court in Ado Ekiti has denied bail to human rights lawyer DELE Farotimi, who is facing allegation of cyber crime. Farotimi was arrested following a petition by a legal luminary chief Afe Babalola San. The charge suit number MAD/1476.C/2024 pits the Ekiti State Commissioner of Police as the complainant against Farotimi as the defendant. Some of the charges read that you, DELE Farotimi, may, sometimes in 2024, authored, published, and circulated your book titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, which was received and read all over the world, including Ado Ekiti, within the Ado Ekiti Magisterial District, wherein you stated at page IX of the book that Are Afe Babalola corrupted the Supreme Court to procure a fraudulent judgment in the service of his client, which is likely to cause fear and alarm to the public or disturb the public peace, knowing or having reason to believe that the statement is false, and thereby committed an offense contrary to and punishable under Section 59, Paragraph 1 of Criminal Code Act. That you, DELE Farotimi, may, sometimes in 2024, authored, published, and circulated your book titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, which was received and read all over the world, including Ado-Ekiti, within the Ado-Ekiti Magisterial District, wherein you stated at page 10 X that Arefe Babalola Oludaramola Olufaro and the law offices of Afe Babalola and Co. Emmanuel Chambers compromised the Supreme Court and the remaining semblance of integrity it might have had when they went back to the Supreme Court and got that court to swim in the sewer of corruption and shameful self abnegation, which is likely to cause fear and alarm to the public or disturb the public peace, knowing or having reason to believe that the statement is false and thereby committed an offense. Another charge that you, DELE Farotimi, may, sometimes in 2024, authored, published a book, blah, 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 like I have read before in your ex, that are Babalola Olu Daramola Olufaro and law offices of the Babalola and Co. Emmanuel Chambers compromised the Supreme Court and the remaining semblance of integrity it might have had when they went back to the Supreme Court and got almost the same thing they are repeating. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this regard now, they say that in his book, one of the book which he titled Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, which was received and read all over the world and also Ado-Ekiti, is a book that is insulting or defaming Babalola, Afe Babalola and Co. Emmanuel Chambers, for compromising the Supreme Court either during the time of the presidential tribunal, election tribunal. So that is it on this very aspect. And that is one case. I'm just hearing of this one. But yesterday, the one that came is that Tony Elumelu is actually the person who wrote the petition against him for him to be arrested. And from that petition now, this also case of Baba, what is his name? Babalola and Co. Emmanuel Chambers came in. And that is why they took him to Ado-Ekiti, to the magistrate court there. And in that court now, the magistrate court have denied him bail and they have, detained him or remanded him under their custody. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. By the way, for the benefit of those who are just coming, I will please want to replay the video of how the man was arrested. That is a DELE Farotimi, how he was arrested. This is a CCTV camera footage of how he was arrested. Stay with me and I'll be right back. So welcome back, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with me. That was a short clip of the CCTV camera footage of how DELE Farotimi was arrested in his house in presence of his family and all of that. So before we continue, ladies and gentlemen, let me dive us to a little bit history, a little bit detail into the issue of Godwin Emefiele, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria during the regime of Muhammadu Buhari. You all know that it is trending, that he owned a 753 duplexes in Abuja estates. And the initial plan of him was to own 774 duplexes. And after that, begin to sell each of those duplexes 200 million naira. And but at the end, he decided maybe one or two reasons he achieved 753 duplexes in Abuja estate. And now, what I'm here to let us know that is Showere has hit back at the EFCC, saying that why is it that the commission, is a disgrace? Why are they hiding the identity of Godwin Emefiele as the owner of the forfeited 753 duplexes in Abuja estates? Initially they did not, even up till now, they haven't said it that it is. They have not come out to publicly say it is a Emefiele that owns it. You understand? The only evidence, in a disciples, there must be somebody who will always leak evidences. When they went to Emefiele's house to search, they saw some receipts of how the zinc, the roofing. They saw receipts carrying the roofing of the whole 753 duplexes. The receipt of how it was roofed, the receipt of how they bought some certain things there, and also a receipt how three complaints. Emefiele used three complaints to pay for the houses. You understand me? He used the name of complaints to pay for the contract of these houses. Look at these people, these politicians, and all of that. You see? So let me take us to the details of this particular aspect. And this is why I tell us that Nigeria corruption can never cease. You know why? Because the way which the leaders are coming in to lead is being corrupt, fraudulent. So you don't expect somebody who entered into power through fraudulent means to come overnight and begin to do something contrary to fraudulent. So that is the true fact of it, the bitter truth. Let me take us to this. Showere hit back at EFCC, says commission is a disgrace for hiding identity of Godwin Emefiele as owner of forfeited 753 duplexes in Abuja estate. December 4, 2024, this news arrives. The EFCC had, in a statement issued on Tuesday through its head media and publicity, DELE attacked Showere for demanding that the commission be transparent and name the culprits from whom it recovered the Abuja estates, considering that same person had been named in court documents. The court has named this person in their document that he is the owner of the duplex, but the EFCC refused to name the person. What are they afraid of? Maybe because they are afraid that if they name him now, he will have no choice. The corporate will have no choice since they have named him to start naming all the people that are involved. And maybe by naming the people that are involved now, they will be involved too. You understand me? Or even the president itself is even involved. Because there is no way you can tell me that one man can single-handedly in an institution being established by government where they have so many people who are handling it. So many people have their positions, different department by department, department of this, department of that, department of there, department of here, and all of that. You tell me that because you are the central bank, you are the governor of the central bank, you will pull money anyhow you like without people knowing. Haba, haba. Wow, now they do the deceive person self. There is no way you can pull money without people knowing. Some people know he did that with some people and he settled them and all of that, and they decided to let go. Now that is why I believe they are finding it difficult to call his name, to pronounce his name, even when some evidential document has been provided to the court, somehow, and the court, those evidential court documents in court possession. Now, the court is saying it, but them, they said they have not mentioned it. Why? What are they hiding for? And the court did not even have power. It's not you exercising their own power to pressure them to measure the person. You understand? Anyway, let me continue. Comrade Omoyole Sowore has slammed human rights activist and convener of Revolution Now movement. Comrade Omoyole Sowore has slammed the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) for attacking his person for asking them to name the Nigerian top brass publicly, to name the Nigerian top brass publicly, which the agency claimed was involved in its biggest ever asset recovery case. The EFCC had, in a statement issued on Tuesday through its head media and publicity, Dele Oyewale, attacked Sowore for demanding that the commission be transparent and name the culprits from whom it recovered the Abuja estate, considering that same person had been named in court documents. The EFCC spokesman Oyewale had claimed that Showere's inquiry and outcry on the recovery was unacceptable and grossly uncharitable. The commission spokesman had opined that the allegation of a cover-up of the identity of the promoters of the estate stands logical on the head, in the sense that the proceeding for the forfeiture of the estate were in line with Section 17 of the Advance Fee Fraud Act, which is a civil proceeding that allows for action in rem rather than action in personam. He has said that why why the former allows legal actions against a property and not an individual, especially in a situation of an unclaimed property. This act allows you to take up a forfeiture proceedings against a charter that is not a jurisdiction person. This is exactly what the commission did in respect of the estate. Now the EFCC are trying to, justify their means or what their acts by not coming up mentioning the person who owned the estate, the name of the person. They confiscated the estate and handed it over to the court for court to decide on and forfeit it, for it to be forfeited. But they refused to mention the name of the person. And Chiwere has now called upon them. Why do you people continue to hide the name of this person, even when the court have the document? So that is what they are explaining here now. That a so law, a law at the that it has said that why the former allows legal actions against a property and not an individual, especially in a situation of an unclaimed property. This act allows you to take up a forfeiture proceedings against a charter that is not a juristic person. This is exactly what the commission did in respect of the estates. So they are now justifying themselves. And this is why I told you that corruption can never cease in this country. Because when these people, they do something, and when you try to catch them red-handed, they will look for a means to justify their wrongdoing. And at the end, they will succeed with it because it is them now, powers that be. Anyway, let us continue. The proceedings that yielded the final forfeiture of the estate were a product of actionable intelligence available to the commission. The complaint flagged by our investigation denied ownership of the estate following publication made in leading national newspapers. On the basis of this, the commission approached the court for an order of final forfeiture, which Justice Jude Onwegbuzie of the Federal Capital Territory FCT High Court granted on Monday, December 2nd, 2024, Oyewale argued. Responding to the vituperation of the EFCC, Sowore described it as most reckless and irresponsible statement, adding that the commission's assertions are also patently irresponsible. Maintaining his positions, the activist noted that his call for the commission to name the culprit in the forfeited property was a pertinent question that needed to be answered, adding that EFCC does not hesitate to ask small-time thieves to display their names. And this is right. You understand me? If it were to be all these Yoruba, all these Yahoo boys now, or even people who thief ordinary phone, laptop, you will see EFCC. They will gather the laptop, the phones, and all of that in front of them. They will take picture and write their name. They will just bring their name out like that. But look at these big thieves that have subjected people into poverty. To bring their name to public will be very difficult for them. Why? That is what Showore is asking. Maintaining his position. No, he said, let me repeat that line. Maintaining his position, the activist noted that his call for the commission to name the culprit in the forfeited property was a pertinent question that needed to be answered, adding that EFCC does not hesitate to ask small-time thieves to display their names and offences on placard. Yes, I believe most of you have seen this everywhere. If you go to EFCC this thing, you will see it. You will see small, small crime thieves, time thieves. There will be displays on placard and all of that. But look at big thief, somebody thieving the people, country's money, using it to build an estate for himself, 775 duplex, 753 duplexes. And he planned to sell each of them 200 million naira. Imagine. And the DFCC are finding it difficult to pronounce his name, to say his name. That is why I told you that this country, it can never work again. Let me continue. To display their names and offences on placard and engage in photo shoots at the commission photo studios, even when such individuals have not been presented in court. Exactly. He said, but in the case of Emefiele now, he has been presented in court, and court have seen every evidence that he is guilty. They have seen all the documents which they used to buy the roof, to roof the house, all the documents he used to pay 3 complaints, to pay for the house through 3 complaints. Everything has been seen. All the evidence are there in possession of the court. Yet, they could not come out to say who this person is for the people to know. But if it is ordinary thieves, people that thief 1 naira, Yahoo boys, or the people who go and smuggle drugs, they catch on the airport, they will quickly put their names, on a placard. They will put all the things they catch with them, put it there, and put their name, all of that. Their community, where they come from, their age and everything, they will publish it. They see the country. Anyway, let me continue. I have obtained court proceedings and an affidavit sworn to by. He said, this is the most reckless and irresponsible statement I've ever read from a government agency in a long while. The assertions here are also patently irresponsible. I have obtained court proceedings and an affidavit sworn to by an Economic and Financial Crimes Commission investigator who named the names of those behind this real estate fraud. I maintain that referring to the person as top brass instead of revealing publicly that it was former central governor, they keep referring to the person as top brass. You see this country, top brass. That is what they are referring to him. Instead of coming to say the name Godwill Emefiele, they are referring to him as top brass. They are even, when they call somebody top brass, the name is designed. It looks so designed, so beautiful. You understand? People will not understand what you mean. You feel me? This is how these people they design crime and make it look good in this country we are living. They are calling him top brass instead of his name. Instead of revealing publicly that it was former central bank Godwin Emefiele under ex-president Muhammadu Buhari, smacks of an attempt to cover up his misdeeds and those of his collaborators. The truth is that the court proceedings tell otherwise. I will attach some court documents here so that the public can see the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is a disgrace and disservice in this matter, Sowore stated. Now, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) narrated before Justice Jude Onwegwueze of the High Court of the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, how former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), Mr. Godwin Emefiele, used three complaints to pay 2.2 billion naira to buy a sprawling estate in the Apple area of Abuja containing 753 duplexes, which has now been forfeited to the Nigerian government. Sahara reporters had earlier exclusively reported that operatives of the EFCC found a receipt for roofing, like I have told you before, for roofing of the large estate in Abuja within the home of Emefiele during a search by operatives in Lagos State. Meanwhile, the EFCC in the court document, which Sahara reporters obtained on Tuesday, reviewed how Emefiele used three complaints to acquire the property. In an affidavit in support of the motion on notice in suit number FCT/HC/M/14519/2024 in reapplication by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for an order of final forfeiture of property contained in schedule, the EFCC said the property is reasonably suspected to have been acquired or developed with proceeds of unlawful activity pursuant to Section 17 of the Advanced Fee Fraud and Other Fraud-Related Offences Act, number 14, 2006, and Section 44, 2, paragraph 2B of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, that you just heard me read is all you need to know concerning the present state of this issue of Godwin Emefiele, the former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria. So, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to this, I believe you now begin to understand that this country is made up of corruption. In fact, if you want to nickname Nigeria, just nickname it corruption. This country is the only country that when you speak for the truth, you stand for the truth, you become enemy to the government. You become enemy to these politicians. But when you stand for them in following their deceitful ways, you become their best friend. They will do everything to cover you up so that you can keep promoting their evil ways. You understand me? And this is why this country has remained where it is. But my big challenge here is that Nigerians, even after so many people who has occupied some major positions in this country, that have seen with their eyes the level of corruption, and they have realized that this country, there is no remedy for the problem going on in this country again. And these people have now come to advise Nigerians to take the only option remaining, which is to protect themselves. Any means you can protect yourself, protect yourself. Do not hope on Nigerian government to protect you, because you will be a failure. Do not hope on Nigerian institution like a military to come and protect you, because you will be a failure. Do not hope Nigerian institution, police, to come and save you, because you will be in danger. Do not hope in any of these security outfits that necessarily their primary duty is to protect the lives and property, to protect you, because these people have colluded with the bandits, with the terrorists, to kill the people. Now, how do you expect all these killings to end when these people that are supposed to save you have colluded with the people to kill you? You understand me? I played a video of us before, a video for us, a video of T.Y. Danjuma, which he made a long while ago. But that video, I think I will play it, but let me play a video of another person again. A naval officer. He has held so many paramount position in the Nigerian military, in navy, and all of that. You understand? And this man, he came during the time of Buhari to expose some certain things. This video is actually an old video, but for the purpose of refreshing our memories that this country can never work, That is why I want to play it for us so that you can understand everything that you need to know. Enjoy this video and stay with me. I'll be right back.
But something struck me, and that was every Friday the gate of NDA is thrown open, and everybody have access to come and pray in the mosques. And I want to actually enjoin journalists to go to all military formations across the country on Friday by 1 o'clock. You are going to see the same thing happening across all military formations, including Naval Training Command Papa, including the division in Ibadan, including NDA, including Jaji. I was in Jaji in 1994 for my junior division. And every Friday, our gate is thrown open. And everybody comes in to pray in our mosques. Even though they have their mosque outside. If you go to defense headquarters, I serve at defense headquarters as the Deputy Director, Defense Administration between 2015 and 2017. Throughout my 2 years at defense headquarters, I received visitors only twice because of the strict security architectures at the defense headquarters. But every Friday, the gate of defense headquarters is thrown wide open for everybody to come in and do Jumat. That is the time the terrorists have the time to profile our security environment.
Has that always been the case?
It has always been the case. I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I told them, General Lawrence Shakin then, that the challenge we have in this country cannot be solved the same way we solved the problem of Niger Delta. The Niger Delta problem was solved during Yar'Adua time, basically by me. And I told them that we can't use that same template for Boko Haram. I told General Lawrence Shakin to look at the center of gravity of the problem. And we all came together. I was made a member of the committee, including Atahiru that just died was a member of that committee in 2016, 2017. And we came to a conclusion after several arguments. The arguments were three. To identify the center of gravity of the problem, one group said it is the fighters, the Boko Haram fighters are the center of gravity, so we should go after them. Another group said the center of gravity of Boko Haram is Abubakar Shekau. So if you go after Abubakar Shekau, then the problem of Boko Haram will be solved. I took exception to the group. I said that is not the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram insurgency that we were having between that 2012 and 2017. And General Lawrence Shakin asked me, allow me, why are you giving problem? What is the problem? Give us the answer. And I told General Shakin that if I tell you the answer, you're not going to be able to solve the problem. He said, what is the problem? I said, the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us. Because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that Buhari government has refused to try them?
So the government knows sponsors of Boko Haram?
Of course, it's in the news. In April this year, the government said they have arrested 400 Bureau de Change related, people that were sponsoring Boko Haram. They told us. And Abu Dhabi also helped us to arrest few Nigerians. Tried them. We know them. Why can't this government, if not that they are partisan and they are actually part of the charade that is going on, why can't they bring those people out for trial?
So the Bureau de Change operators on the one hand, but you particularly said people in government. Are those part of the Bureau de Change, or those people that you say are in government are still there, government is aware and government is condoning them?
The people I mentioned that are in government are not these ones they just arrested. You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012.
Yeah.
And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Olushaki, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah, Commodore.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence, and we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, when they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay. Well,
they did not buy this equipment up to.
Okay, you said quite a number of things. Let's pick up on some of them and see if we could make some, if you could shed some further light on some of them. Since 2012, I mean, you've been in operation, as you said, ever since that time. You questioned several people. Some people were identified at that time. Did the government at that time try any of them? Or were any of them also in government at the time?
No, the government did not try any of them, and the defense headquarters where I worked then did not pursue that line of operation because it's beyond them. The defense headquarters, actually, when you look at the defense structure of Nigeria, they lie within the policy strategic level, but basically they are operational guys. So when you have policy problem, then they cannot go beyond their masters. They can write intelligence report and say this is what is going on. And we've seen that the present government know what is going on.
I'm sorry, is this a policy problem? I mean, the laws are clear. If someone is said to be involved in something as devious as this, the laws are clear. This person is meant to be arrested, questioned. I mean, it's quite clear. So is it a policy problem? We have the laws. So what is stopping the security agencies from actually enforcing the law, since that's what they are?
I think what is stopping them is like when you are a member of a church.
Welcome back, viewers, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with me. That man you saw there is Kunle, talking about how the insecurity in this country, talking about the insiders, the root cause, or the people behind the detailed reason of insecurity in this country. He made this video a couple of years ago during the time of Muhammadu Buhari. He granted that interview on channel television where he exposed so many things going on under Nigerian security outfits. We explain how the defense ministry, the academy, how they give room for people like all these Boko Harams. They open the gate of the NDLA to the public, to everybody, because of what they call Juma, every Friday. And this is the time the who terrorists, they have the chance to come and supervise, survey the area and know how to attack and all of that. He said so many other things, how they discover some people who are involved in the major, work of all this terrorism. But those people, they were unable to prove them because some of those people were ministers, were in the presidency, in the Senate, and so many of that. And he said that this is actually going on in every regime of this country, in the government of this country. If somebody like that can tell you that there is no hope for security in this country, is it you who doesn't know one or two that will be saying there is hope? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the climax of this. Before then, in case you don't know, don't forget of the Lakurama, the new terrorist group now who have come. They have come to, which I made the news of it, where they are giving out 1 million naira to anybody who, agree to Sharia law. You understand me? He gave 1 million naira. And these people now, they have now expanded. The other day I posted a video of the Senate. There was a very big hit in the Senate House of Nigeria concerning this new terrorist group, saying that they have expanded to everywhere now and something has to be done. Nigeria, their own is just to come to the Senate House, they make arguments. After that, all the argument, everything they say dies there without them swinging into action. Because I believe if they have swung into action, something supposed to have been done concerning those people. But up to date, as I speak, nothing has been done. In case I'm up to date, nothing has been done. Anyway, that is by the way. Let me take us on a short break, and when we come back, then we come to the climax of this live stream.
I thought I know what I was doing.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for staying with me. So, at this very moment, we have come to the climax of this very live broadcast. So, I remain Oyenchukwumeze, the proud anchor of this channel, Bendon TV. And I urge every one of us to always turn your notification button so that you can get notified whenever I am broadcasting, so that you can join me. And whenever I upload videos, which I do upload daily basis here, and get updated, okay? In case you have not subscribed to this channel, endeavor to subscribe. We have come to the end of this very live broadcast. So see you again in my next broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all.
Stop me.